Hello, everybody. Welcome to channel WrongTime, or my channel, obviously. And today I want to try something a little different. I'm gonna try and do a chapter-focused story. Alright, so I've written down like a good portion of this story I'm writing, and I plan on reading it chapter by chapter across episodes. I don't know how well this is going to do, so as of now, this is the only video I'm making, but if it does well, I'll make more. Okay. Alright. This story is going to be The Gangs of Criham, which, if you couldn't catch that, it's obviously going to be about, well, gangs and stuff like that. But I try to keep it more comedic and less serious, although it shouldn't be taken too lighthearted, because that's just bad. Alright, let's begin. "Hey, Dayton," said Skip. When do we arrive back to the hideout? I'm starving here." "Skip, for the last time, we are on the other side of the city. It'll be at least half an hour before we make it back. And like I said, don't you lay a hand on that takeout. These burritos gotta reach the hideout before we can have them. If you eat one, the boss'll have my hide." Dayton was driving recklessly down the street, well over the speed limit, while nagging to Skip about lunch. "Besides, we have more important things to do today." "Like what?" "What could you possibly be doing that is more important than burritos?" Skip pestered. "My gorgeous face needs sustenance, and the only way that I can prevent my body from shutting down is to ingest some delicious nourishment. Unlike you have no sense of your appearance, with that buzz cut and wearing aviators everywhere you go. And have you thought about getting something to cover those scars? Maybe Posside can hook you up with a bandana or something." "Oh, please," nagged Dayton. "Despite what you got for looks, if you couldn't persuade people to do the dirty work for you, you'd be the weakest link in the group. I don't think old Gent can fix lack of skill. You're crazy if you think that the suit is capable of teaching anybody anything." "Hey, wait, watch it." While Dayton was busy talking to Skip about the importance of not eating burritos, he didn't even notice that they were on the wrong side of the road and nearly crashed headfirst into a minivan. "Hey, wait a minute. That's no ordinary van. They're honey badgers." Skip and Dayton quickly scrambled for their pistols before the honey badgers even had a chance to see who they were. Within seconds, there was a shootout between the two. The honey badgers were a rival gang of the Gray Pistol Posse. They wear yellow and black t-shirts and usually wear bandanas of the same color. The Gray Pistol Posse wear primarily gray shirts, and every gang member has what they call their gray guns, which are varying types of handguns that all have a silvery, grayish white paint job on them. Dayton and Skip each had a custom-sprayed AMT hardballer, and although they were on par when it came to efficiency, Dayton was clearly better at this kind of work. In the few opening seconds of the firefight, he had already shot the driver of the van and the man sitting shotgun. Skip only managed to hit the man in the shoulder before they found their guns. Of the original 6 rival gang members, only 4 of them managed to find their guns before Dayton and Skip climbed out of their muscle car and ducked behind it. The rival gang members did the same, and they hopped out the side of the van and sprawled out along the car. They finally began firing at Dayton and Skip, but instead shut the windshield. "Hey, that's gonna cost me $300. Those aren't cheap, you know," cried Dayton, now shooting at the honey badgers even more aggressively, and hit one in the knee. That guy fell to the ground and busted his face off the concrete, while the others barely acknowledged his existence. The next guy up started firing in Dayton's general direction and ended up giving him a flat tire instead, trying to shoot under the car at their feet and whatnot. A solid 5 minutes went by, and about half of the remaining honey badgers were left, and Dayton's car was a mess. The repair shop's gonna have quite a few questions for them when they get back. Eventually, another car full of more honey badgers showed up, and next to the other group's van, with a sigh, Dayton pops a trunk and grabs his duffel bag full of ammo and hunkers down for a long fight. Here, I'm going to actually read the next chapter. I didn't realize that was going to be so short. Alright, Chapter 2. Later that evening, Dayton and Skip finally finished their gunfight, scavenged the Honey Badger's vehicles for money and bullets, changed his tires, and continued towards the hideout. Ah, man, the burritos are cold, whined Skip. You're looking for things to aggravate me with, aren't you? Scorned Dayton. Well, somebody has to care about the burritos. If you won't, you're worse than a kindergartner, you know that? Skip and Dayton, after a long drive, finally arrived at their hideout, an abandoned apartment building that they acquired and personalized with things like booze stills, poker tables, and a treasure room in the basement. As soon as they walked through the door, the boss, Marco Rossi, bombarded them with questions. What on God's green earth took you two so long to get here? Shouted Marco in frustration. In frustration and confusion. We've been waiting hours for you two to get back so we could enjoy some sweet and tender burritos. We got into a gunfight with the Honey Badgers, so we were a bit late. Oh, that reminds me. I need to get my car fixed. Those goons really did a number on it, said Dayton, while taking off his gray hoodie and aviators. Well, please tell me that you at least have the burritos. Yeah, we got 'em, but you obviously gotta nuke 'em first. 3 minutes later, the gangs enjoyed themselves to a nice batch of burritos. It was unanimous that they were, in fact, delicious. Dayton sat and drank his brandy as he listened to Vincent Walsh's tall tales about his raids and attack on rival gangs' territories. Okay, so me and the boss were out in Bloodhawk territory, trying to lay claim to the gambling racket. We've scoped out the area, knew the place like the back of our hand. He stops and takes a drink of rum, and we make our move on the joint. So the boss brings 4 boys around the back, and 5 with me. And we break down the doors and shoot up all the bloodhogs we can find and hold the shop owner hostage. Now, while we're busy trying to beat a negotiable protection deal with the owner, one of our boys takes a peek through the window and gets ripped to pieces by a drive-by shooting of some bloodhogs before they hop out of the car and try to get inside. Do you remember who it was that got turned into Swiss cheese? Asked Donnie Duranto, our newest recruit, who has only been here for a week. It's funny that you ask that, because it just so happened to be our newest member. That was the first job, so you can say that he was a nobody, and you'd be right. Tried to hit big and instead died gruesomely. But I'm getting off track. Okay, so where was I? Oh, right. So the Bloodhogs were going to come into the building, so we could, so we had me hold the owner hostage, and rest of us would be hidden for an ambush for when they walked through the door. And after about 30 seconds of luring them even further to the building, we let loose, and within minutes, the place turned into a blender for people. It took the owner weeks to clean it up, and less than a second to convince to partake in our little deal of ours. He took another drink of rum, and with the money we earned from that business for protection, we wound up here, with the ability to renovate this building and attain our gear. Like old Reliable over here, Vincent pointed to it at his revolver, which has the gang's signature paint job on the handle of the gun. Everybody knows this, protested Posside. You don't need to lecture us about how we got our gear. I was describing it to Johnny over here, clarified Vincent. This guy's only been here a week. He probably doesn't even know all of our rivals yet. Hey, Dayton, Skip said, after Vincent finished talking. Me and the boys are gonna go bowling. You wanna come? Nah, said Dayton. I'll be here and play poker with the boss, Posside, and Vincent. You can take Johnny with you and teach him how to do a curve roll or something. And that's all I got. Alright. If you enjoyed this, maybe I'll do another episode. Although I probably butchered that terribly. I don't know. You might like it, you might not. If you do like it, let me know and I'll try and write some more of it. And if not, whatever, I'll just scrap it. Alright. Thank you for listening to Storytimes with WrongTime. And I am signing off. Okay, bye.